Follow Star Trek with another potential franchise probably wasn't the best idea. Brian was right and I was wrong. But if anything, Charles Xavier, I think, is very much closer to me than Jean-Luc Picard was. I thought I was supposed to go on until 6 o'clock, guys. No, are we pulling? Yeah?
We can go back out there. Let's do it. Come on, right here to the front. Houston Astros, stand up. Oh yeah, you were gonna. One more part. There was one more part to that question.
Shut up, Wesley.
There was?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, no, I don't do that.
I thought that was gonna be your closer, man.
No. We'll come up with something better.
All right, stand up. What's your name?
My name is Shane.
Go ahead, Shane. What's your question?
Well, first off, I just want to say, from this, awkward 12-year-old boy, whenever he first discovered Star Trek, I want to thank you very much for all of that, I'd also like to let you know, I think I might have told you earlier, I'm one of the very few, I think, history teachers that actually teaches about Star Trek in this class and how important it is to our culture. Although student evaluations, they always tell me I'm a big nerd. Shut up. But, and you don't have to answer this if you want, but I'd like to know, and I think some of us might want to know, what's your view on what some of the Star Trek fans have now dubbed the JJ verse?
The JJ verse? I don't know what that is.
Abrams.
Star Trek.
I know who J.J. Abrams is. What do you mean by verse?
Like, the new J.J. Abrams Star Trek universe.
Oh, the universe.
Yeah, like the whole new franchise and everything.
I have not seen the latest film, but I saw the first one and I loved it. I thought it was terrific. From what I saw in that, J.J. Abrams has taken the franchise off into its own world with all the connections still to the original series, but its own world, just as we did with Next Generation. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Our next question comes from
Teresa. And I'd like to know, since you, as a British actor, came from the theater, why do you feel so many of the UK actors that are now on TV and movies come from the theater rather than like here in the US where they get their breaks doing commercials and other odds and ends?
I think because there is so much opportunity for theatre work in the UK, less than there was when I started. When I started out, I think I must have written 60 or 70 letters to artistic directors of regional theatres, because every town, my local town, had a repertory theatre. And so there was then, and there still is, so much opportunity for good actors to work on the stage. And on the stage, you have to master technique in a very specific way, otherwise you cannot perform and you cannot communicate, which isn't required in the same way in film and television. It's very different. And we simply have that background, and I think it's a very valuable background to have. Thank you.
We've got Andrea over here. And Andrea, you are a former teacher?
No, I've been in education for 23 years.
Okay.
My question is, was there an educator or a teacher that inspired you?
Yes, there was. There was one English teacher without whom nothing that has happened to me since the age of 12 would have happened. Nothing. There are other people who have had influence on me, but they would have nudged and adjusted and corrected my course. Cecil Dorman, my English teacher, changed the world for me. And one of the great things about my life is that I talked to him on the phone just a couple of months ago. and he was telling me that he called me because he said, I'm worried about you, you're doing too much, you need to take a break. Yes sir, whatever you say, sir. He's an extraordinary individual, and he knows, because in his presence I have publicly spoken of my debt to him. But here's a nice story. At the end of the morning of the day that I went to Buckingham Palace and got my knighthood from the Queen, some friends were throwing me a lunch in a nice restaurant, and they said, we can probably have about 20 people around the table. Invite whoever you like who could not come to the palace. I went there with my brother and his wife and my girlfriend. And I invited, of course, my English teacher. And the person who'd organized the party said, okay, we're going to go around the table, and I want each one of you to say one thing about Patrick and what you know about Patrick. And when it came to Cecil Dorman, he said, well, for many years, Patrick had to call me sir. And now everything is different. So, yeah, I mean, you've been in education for over 20 years. Its value in society cannot be overstated in every point of view, both intellectually and academically, as well as socially and personally and privately, all of those things, because it lays the foundation, helps to lay the foundation for who we are. So congratulations on such a fine time as an educational.
Sir Patrick, we have another question from another teacher here.
First of all, I just want to say kudos to you. I teach the arts myself. I'm a band director, so kudos to you. But I just want to know, you look the exact same way that you did when you started Star Trek and were in that Dune movie. What is your secret, sir?
Really, you've not aged a day.
I don't think you've aged a day since 1984, sir.
Yeah, it's creepy, isn't it? Well, I've used moisturizer. Actually, I have. That was the great thing about going to live and work in California in 1987. You know, people take care of themselves in California. And I ate sensibly, and I exercised, and I had brilliant therapy, and I used moisturizer. Maybe that's what it is, therapy and moisturizer. Thank you very much. I'm very lucky.
We're back over here on this side, and what is your name?
Kai.
Kai. Say hi to Patrick.
Hi,
Yeah.
Patrick.
Hi, Kai.
First, I wanted to say thank you for everything that you said earlier, and to let you know that the movie that you did, where you said, "Leave this house," is actually one of the best delivered lines I've ever seen in any movie. So kudos to you for that. The character didn't know who Martha Stewart was, and you just looked over at him and said, "Leave this house." Really. My question is.
Wow. You know, I remember that line, but I can't remember what it came from. Oh, it was from Jeffrey. Yes. Yeah.
My question is.
It's a funny line.
Whether it's the villain or the hero, is it the character that draws you in first to a script or play, or is it the story? What is it that draws you into a particular piece?
Originality and depth, you know, layers. All good writing is layered, and that's what I look for. I am told that Michael Caine, at the height of his career, when he looked at a film script, he would read the first page and he would read the last page, And if they seemed to him to be the same, he'd chuck the scripts out of the window. Yeah. I love it when, and by the way, don't take this as an invitation. If you have scripts, send them to my agent, don't send them to me. But there is a great thrill out of opening an envelope with a script in it you've never seen before. Because it might just possibly be, you know, the next masterpiece. I think we have time for one more question.
We have a diehard fan here. Joey wanted to ask a Star Trek question.
Well, this is also a two-parter. But A, what is your favorite episode of The Next Generation? And B, if we can't get a Shut Up Leslie, can we get a Make It So?
We are going to bring this session to an end right on time. Favorite episode is, without doubt, Inner Light.
Absolutely.
For many, many reasons. And also partly because fans loved the episode so much. And it was the first time that I ever worked professionally with my son as an actor, and that was thrilling too. Though I hope those days are not over. It's near enough, isn't it? Houston, friends, fans, thank you, and make it so.
Patrick Stewart. Oh, you can do better than that. ComicPalooza, can you make some noise?
Ladies and gentlemen, Patrick will be here tomorrow signing autographs again, so come back and visit us if you didn't get an autograph. And Avery Brooks will be here, and Armin Shimmerman, and Ray Robichaud.